My name is Megan, and I've never seen the Vision of Escaflowne before.
My name is Shannon, and I have never seen Skip Beat before.
My name is Robyn, and I've never seen TRIGUN before. What?
You've never seen TRIGUN before?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes, I never really had a chance to watch it.
What do you mean? Everyone knows TRIGUN. It was part of Toonami, for crying out loud.
Hey, that was back in 2003's Adult Swim lineup, and some of us could never stay up that late. Sleep was precious.
It came out in 2012 for April Fool's Day.
Yeah, when I was first in Australia with no cable.
Okay, this is unacceptable, Robyn. This is a quintessential anime everyone's gotta watch.
The same can be said for a lot of titles, Megan.
But this is TRIGUN. TRIGUN. Everyone knows TRIGUN. Here, go to your room and don't come out until you've watched the whole series.
I'm older than you. Why are you sending me to my room?
Just do it!
Alright, fine.
Also, don't let them know I've never actually watched Cowboy Bebop before either, too, okay?
If you've seen the AMV Hell series like I have, seriously, who hasn't? You'll see a crazy gunman sporting a random fashion statement. Seriously, he's like the most boldly dressed compared to everyone else on the series. I mean, red in the desert. Red. Anyways, I assume this show would be a play on spaghetti western starring this crazy guy. What we all got, however, really surprised me, in a good way. I will say though, with all the praise it has been getting as a genuinely perfect anime, there was one thing that really bugged me. What is it? Well, let's just go over the plot first. Vash the Stampede is the man with a $60 million double-dollar bounty on his head. The reason? He's a merciless villain who lays waste to all those that oppose him and flattens entire cities for fun, garnering him the title, the Human Typhoon. He leaves a trail of death and destruction wherever he goes, and anyone can count themselves dead if they so much as make eye contact, or so the rumors say. But are the speculations true? Is Vash the Stampede really a homicidal maniac who will kill everything and everyone?
The man who will slaughter the innocent! Does the most evil of evil deeds with a price of $60 billion double dollars on his head? Yes, I am that man!
What a nice, dependable guy, and modest as well.
Well, if it were true, we'd have the most adorable killer in history. Isn't he precious? So yes, this is a story about a lovingly peaceful character who swears to have never even killed a fly, while the rest of the world assumes he's a real monster, all the while having two insurance ladies hunt him down, and not for the bounty, but for insurance claims. That right there. Let me just repeat that. This classic anime features two insurance agents chasing after a wanted criminal for insurance purposes. See, while this guy has a reputation for destroying everything in his sight, these ladies are sent in to see if any of the allegations are true so that businesses and homeowners could be covered for their damages if found true. Wow, that is to be the most creative asset to a plot I've ever heard of. In typical plot scenarios, I could see these ladies wanting to prove themselves by hunting down this bastard to get the bounty and save their town, their sick father, insert your own cliche here. But here, we get some actual creativity, as if the writers just sat down and said, picture a person with destructive powers and millions of dollars for his head. How would insurance agencies handle that kind of scenario? No one really asked that till this guy back in 1998, and I applaud his originality. Wow, it's hard to believe I'm reviewing this almost 20 years later. Feel old yet? How does this idea span out for the show? Pretty well, I'd say. Throughout the show, we have one of the insurance girls, Meryl, thinking Vash the Stampede is a gigantic villain, so she has a hard time believing this lovable teddy bear could ever be so destructive. but it's not like she's intentionally following him to see if he's telling the truth. No. She leaves him from time to time to look for the real Vash, only to bump into this guy again. Ha! But as the story progresses, we take a turn for something even more different than what anyone could ever expect. Some of it for the good, some of it for the bad. I'll explain once I get into spoiler territory. Animation-wise, it's a bit mixed for me. We do get some creative character designs and some impressive weaponry, but I wouldn't say the action was top-notch, or that well-colored. Well, with the exception of Vash's fabulous coat. Again, no one else is dressed as flashy. And yes, I know he wears it because of a certain someone he really cares for, but he really is the only one who wears that bright color. This was during an age where anime was slightly changing its style, while either improving their craft or being cheap. But then again, after this age of animation, we step into the era of "Where's your nose? What happened to your nose? Why are all these faces all bunched up and microscopic? And where's your nose?" 2006 couldn't come any sooner. But hey, at least the series provided you with a cute little game to play. And what's that game, you ask? Where's Kudoneko? That's right. If you look carefully in each episode, you will see a random black cat walking around. The only purpose this kitty cat has is to give the manga artists and animators a break in between the action shots. What a good kitty. The studio that animated the series was done by the one and only Madhouse, who went on to animating other great titles such as Cardcaptor Sakura, Ore Monogatari, and even One Punch Man. Not to mention they animated all of Satoshi Kon's movies. That's not a bad reputation, if I do say so myself. Now as for the characters... You know what, let's just go into spoiler territory. The Insurance Girls, Millie and Meryl, are a riot, playing the classic comedic duo of the straight man and clown, but from the female perspective. Meryl is serious about her job. With Millie by her side, she knows when to settle down and just enjoy herself. Though I will say I love Millie the most, by far my most favorite character. She's tall and knows when to pack a punch, but is always kind-hearted and never really takes things too seriously, unlike Meryl. Even when Vash is dangling outside of a window while a girl was trying to take a shower, she just pleasantly addresses the situation while telling him dinner is ready. Why can't there be more Millies in the world? As Millie and Meryl play good opposites, Wolfwood was a good opposite to Vash. Sure, he acts like a nice man like Vash, but his views on life and how to fight are deeply different. When the going gets tough, stand your ground and fight. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and you need to survive one way or another. But due to his friendship with Vash, his views began to change a bit, but it really came at the worst possible time. Which now leads us to the most controversial part of the anime, Vash the Stampede. Spoiler warnings again here. Well, let's get this spoiler out of the way. Spoiler. Vash is actually a plant. Yeah, not even joking. He and his brother Knives are plant creatures that were rescued by a crew looking for a new planet for humans to live in after Earth's precious resources are gone. Did I mention this goofy red jacket toting teddy bear is a plant?
Hello!
Putting that plot aside, the show focuses not just on a zany, lovable character, but also his views on pacifism. Consider Vash and his brother Knives the pure embodiment of yin and yang. One thinks with his heart while learning to love all living beings, while the other is a cold analyst who devalues anything and anyone who could be a potential hazard to nature. Basically, he believes humans and plants can never coexist, so might as well kill all beings that ruined their first world to begin with. To some degree, I can understand both sides. Human nature is downright selfish and destructive, but it's not always like that. There are good and bad people in the world who either want to take or give, but it's usually the takers that win, and in the end, they take everything for themselves. So you can sympathize with Knives, hence why he was never mentioned in top 10 most evil villains in anime. Like HAL 9000, Knives is cold and calculative, doing everything he can to wipe out the overall threat to peace and nature, the human race. That's where Vash comes in, a pacifist who can see the good in people, even if they don't show it all the time. With the love and nurturing he got from his caretaker Rem, he wants to carry out her dream and protect all of human life no matter what. Wait, scratch that. He'll do what he can to protect human life as long as he doesn't have to kill anyone in the process. And here we go. The annoying and controversial part of the anime that draws in a line between the fans. Vash's stubbornness to protect and never kill. His pacifist ways will never detour his judgment. Even when other lives are at stake, he will do his very best to never hurt any life and will find a way to save the day without killing anyone. This does lead into a disadvantage, especially when he's put up against Knives' #1 accomplice, Legato Blue Summers, a sadistic mind controller who can make people do horrendous things against their will. He even controls a ruthless gang of assassins known as the Gung Ho Guns, and they'll pretty much follow Knives' orders even if it kills them. Since they're hungry for power, Knives and his gang must face off against humanity's ultimate protector, Vash. Each of these members are sadistic in their own way. Take Mid-Valley the Horned Freak for instance, a man who can use his saxophone to cause ear-piercing sounds that can kill a man easily, but once his efforts fail, he ends up killing himself just to get to Vash. And that's where the plot boils down to. How can we affect Vash and break him? Legato is psychotically cruel, and he knows how to break Vash. Not only does Vash never want to kill anyone, he never likes watching anyone around him die, so Legato gets a good laugh when he forces people, even his own gang members, to kill themselves. But to really make sure he could break Vash for good, he does everything in his power to make Vash kill, even if the person he had to kill was Legato himself. He was so desperate for Vash to kill him that he ultimately made it happen, but only when Millie and Meryl were about to be killed. And even then, he waited till almost the very last second to pull the trigger. Damn! And then the next episode has him questioning his own existence. Hey Vash, you saved Millie and Meryl. Good for you!
I actually killed a man with my own hand.
Yeah, but to be fair, he was going around making people do despicable things to each other, like even making them kill each other. Hell, he wiped out an entire town with his power.
Did a terrible thing. Now I'm a sinner too.
A sinner? You're a hero! This guy was going to help Knives kill all of mankind, and you think you're no better for just killing one life? I'm sorry, but Vash really ticked me off. I'd rather not get into my own politics over this dark situation, but just know I'm more on Wolfwood's side when it comes to protecting lives. This is until Wolfwood decides to change his mind towards pacifism, only to die in the process. So, with all that said, would I recommend yes? Yes, I would recommend TRIGUN. I interrupted myself to answer that question for you. You're welcome. It's a classic title that brings up a huge debate in all of us, whether we side with Vash's pacifism, Knives' pessimism, or if we're in between like Wolfwood. This is an important anime to watch as we question our own morality. The world is not black and white, and this series perfectly portrays the shades of gray in between. The characters are good for the most part, and the story is completely original, unlike some titles we're seeing today. But then again, this was made almost 20 years ago, and we're living in an era where fresh ideas are running short. God, I'm feeling older by the minute. So if you have the time, I think you should definitely check out TRIGUN. You can watch the series on Hulu and Funimation's streaming website, while you can buy the DVDs at your local DVD stores, or just go to Funimation.com or madmen.com.au if you live in Australia. Pick up a copy, watch it online, and see for yourself the adventures of this interesting pacifist in red. Want to support the production? Check out our brand new store on Store Envy. For a small price, you can have a one-of-a-kind poster made by yours truly. If you can only give a small amount to help us out, check out our Patreon page. Any amount you wish to give us goes towards our production needs, so anything you can give us helps us a lot. To keep up with the latest in Anime America stuff, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Tumblr. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe to Anime America for more awesome reviews and top 10 lists. If you're interested in anything of pop culture, be sure to subscribe to Pop Spectrum. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned to Anime America.